The Hampton County Courthouse emerges, its historic facade a symbol of power and tradition. Lawyers stride with purpose, their crisp suits cutting through the rural South Carolina air. Alex Murdaugh arrives, greeting colleagues with a confident smile, a master in his domain. His impeccably tailored suit speaks of influence, a stark contrast to the rustic surroundings. The courthouse buzzes with anticipation, the center of legal drama in Hampton County. Alex's smile hides a complex web of secrets and power, the Murdaugh name echoing through the halls. Sunlight streams into the Murdaugh law office, illuminating antique furniture and solemn family portraits. Lawyers gather, their hushed voices filling the air as they discuss cases beneath the watchful eyes of the Murdaugh ancestors. At the head of a long mahogany table sits Alex, his sharp gaze and impeccable attire commanding attention. His presence alone speaks volumes, his authority unquestioned in the hallowed halls of the family firm. The weight of the Murdaugh legacy hangs heavy in the air, a silent testament to power and tradition. The Moselle Farm estate unfolds, its vastness symbolizing enduring affluence. Maggie Murdaugh offers tender care to the horses, her movements refined and loving. In stark contrast, Paul Murdaugh speeds across the fields on an ATV, his driving wild and unbound. The scene cuts between Maggie's serene connection with the horses and Paul's exuberant recklessness, highlighting the family's contrasting dynamics. The Murdaugh family gathers in the warm kitchen, the polished mahogany table reflecting the soft glow of the overhead light. A palpable tension fills the room, the clinking of silverware the only sound in the heavy silence. Alex dominates the space, his voice a booming presence that amplifies the unspoken unease. Paul sits with a sullen expression, adding to the simmering tension that threatens to boil over. The night air vibrates with youthful abandon as laughter and music erupt from a boat party. At the helm stands Paul, his glazed eyes and unsteady stance betraying his intoxication. Unaware of the danger, the boat picks up speed, cutting through the dark water. Beneath the revelry, a dark omen lurks, unseen but ever present. The boat accelerates, slicing through the inky blackness with increasing recklessness. The river at night mirrors a frenzied dance of emergency lights, its dark surface ablaze with strobing blues and reds. Emergency responders are silhouetted against the artificial glare as they navigate through the wreckage of the boat. The air hangs heavy, saturated with the sharp scent of gasoline and the chilling mist rising from the river. A tableau of tragedy unfolds as search efforts become a desperate race against the relentless ticking of time. The chaotic scene intensifies as the flashing lights reflect off the faces of the rescuers. Each ripple in the water echoes the urgency of the moment, as hope and despair mingle in the night air. Under the harsh lights of the hospital waiting room, shadows stretch and distort, mirroring the anxiety that grips Alex and Maggie. Alex paces restlessly, a whirlwind of suppressed panic contained within the room's sterile walls. Maggie sits frozen, her stare locked onto the emergency room door, a fortress guarding unknown fates. Their faces, canvases of fear, speak volumes in the suffocating silence, amplifying the room's tension. Muffled announcements and distant beeps cut through the quiet, each sound a chilling reminder of the battle being waged beyond the door. The beeping of machines foreshadows future events. A somber gathering assembles on the Moselle farm, a sea of dark clothing reflecting the heavy grief permeating the air. United by loss, the community mourns one of the boat crash victims, their collective sorrow a palpable presence. Slightly set apart, the Murdaughs stand as figures of sorrow and apprehension, their faces etched with complex emotions. Whispers ripple through the crowd like a subtle storm, furtive glances directed towards the Murdaughs, heavy with scrutiny. The weight of scrutiny bears down, palpable and suffocating, as the community's collective gaze lingers on the Murdaughs. The courtroom is alive with anticipation, sunlight painting streaks across the tense scene as the trial begins. Alex sits nervously at the plaintiff's table, his somber suit reflecting the weight of the proceedings. Across from him, Paul mirrors Alex's unease, the tension palpable as their eyes occasionally meet. The gallery is packed with onlookers and media, their gazes fixated on Alex and Paul, awaiting the unfolding drama. The judge's gavel echoes through the room, demanding order and silencing the hushed whispers. All eyes turn to the bench as the judge commands silence, setting the stage for the trial's commencement. Under the sun's golden gaze, Gloria Satterfield, the Murdaughs' dedicated housekeeper, moves with gentle purpose across the verdant grounds. Her touch softens the landscape as she tends to each corner with unwavering care. Her presence is a quiet promise of dedication, her actions a testament to the warmth she brings to the Murdaugh family. She is more than an employee. She is a cherished part of their world, her spirit woven into the very fabric of their home. Her gentle labor paints a portrait of love and loyalty, a bond that transcends the boundaries of service. In the embrace of the Murdaugh family home, Gloria's legacy blossoms, a timeless ode to the heart of a home. In a sterile hospital room bathed in sunlight, Gloria lies injured, her body a testament to recent trauma. Alex and Maggie Murdaugh step into the room, their faces burdened with concern, disrupting the quiet. Alex approaches Gloria's bedside, his voice soft with worry. "Gloria, how are you feeling? We were so worried when we heard." Maggie steps closer, her eyes filled with empathy. "We are here for you. Anything you need, please do not hesitate to ask." Gloria turns her head slowly, her eyes meeting theirs, a faint glimmer of relief in her gaze. The sterile room is filled with unspoken emotions as the weight of their shared history hangs heavy in the air. Under the solemn sky of the cemetery, mourners gather, their figures stark against the landscape. Among them, the Murdaughs stand, their expressions a mask of grief. A palpable tension coils through the air. Each glance and hushed whisper hints at the unanswered questions surrounding Gloria's death. Their grief appears theatrical, a performance under the watchful eyes of the departed and the living. The truth remains buried, as deep as Gloria herself. In the Murdaugh law office, sunlight streams through the blinds, illuminating papers spread across a mahogany desk as Alex faces Gloria's sons. Alex gestures smoothly, his expression a practiced blend of concern and authority, trying to reassure Gloria's sons. Gloria's sons shift uneasily, their faces etched with a mixture of grief and confusion, struggling to grasp the situation. Alex states firmly, "So, as we've discussed, this settlement represents the full extent of what we can recover in Gloria's case." Son 1 responds hesitantly, It all seems so fast," expressing his disbelief. Son 2 adds, "And the details. They're kind of hard to understand, struggling with the complexities." Against the inky canvas of the night, the Moselle farm looms, a silent sentinel of dread. Alex, his voice trembling, reports, 911, what's your emergency?" He stumbles upon Maggie and Paul, their forms still and lifeless near the dog kennels. His voice cracking with horror, Alex continues, I found them, Maggie and Paul. They're dead." Desperation claws at his words as he pleads, "Near the kennels, please, hurry." The dispatch center hums with cold fluorescent light, casting a pall over rows of monitors. Alex's frantic 911 call echoes through the room, his voice laced with desperation. A wave of unease washes over the dispatchers, their eyes narrowing with growing suspicion. The garbled audio heightens the tension as the dispatchers exchange concerned glances. Under the cold night sky, the Moselle farm is besieged by flashing lights. The air crackles with tension as yellow tape snakes around the perimeter, marking the boundaries of a grim discovery. Each flicker of light casts long shadows, deepening the mystery that shrouds the farm. The investigation unfolds, each step deliberate, seeking to unravel the secrets hidden within the silent fields. In the sterile confines of the interview room, Alex sits, his unease palpable. Detectives watch him, their expressions betraying nothing. The female detective observes Alex, maintaining a composed posture. Alex attempts to maintain composure, but subtle flaws begin to surface in his narrative. The detectives exchange a subtle look, acknowledging the inconsistencies in Alex's story. Alex continues. Unaware of the detective's growing suspicion, the serene landscape of Moselle Farm is invaded by a sea of media vehicles, turning a private tragedy into a public spectacle. Reporters swarm the estate, their microphones and cameras capturing every detail of the unfolding drama. The air crackles with anticipation as live updates are broadcast to a nation gripped by speculation and debate. The media's relentless coverage transforms Moselle Farm into a stage for a macabre national spectacle, its tranquility forever shattered. Satellite trucks transmit live feeds, their presence amplifying the tragedy and fueling public obsession. The once peaceful farm now echoes with the voices of reporters, their words shaping the narrative of a tragedy that has captured the nation's attention. In the solemn courtroom, Alex faces the daunting charge of murder, the weight of accusation heavy upon him. A profound hush descends as the formal charge is read, the murders of Maggie and Paul. All eyes converge on Alex. With unwavering resolve, Alex declares, "Not guilty." Alex asserts his innocence. "I maintain my innocence." Sunlight floods the Murdaugh law office, illuminating a scene of hushed chaos and disbelief. The air vibrates with unspoken accusations as colleagues struggle to reconcile their image of Alex with the allegations. Papers scatter across desks, mirroring the disorder and uncertainty gripping the firm. Uneasy glances dart between lawyers, each reevaluating past interactions and decisions in light of the unfolding scandal. The weight of the accusations hangs heavy, casting a pall over the once orderly law office. Under the broad daylight, the Moselle Farm reveals its secrets as investigators methodically dissect its landscape, their focused gazes promising to unearth what lies concealed. The earth yields its secrets, financial documents and hidden items surface, immediately signaling irregularities and veiled truths. Each document and item whispers tales of hidden depths, raising red flags that flutter ominously in the open air. The investigators exchange knowing glances, the weight of unspoken secrets hanging heavy in the air. Alex sits alone in the stark jail cell, his figure framed by the cold, unyielding bars. Shadows stretch across Alex's face, obscuring his features in a mask of uncertainty and despair. His gaze is fixed on the bare concrete floor, a reflection of the emptiness that consumes him. The weight of the accusations presses down, suffocating Alex in a cloud of doubt and fear. In the silence of the night, the jail cell becomes a crucible of his deepest anxieties and regrets. Confined and isolated, Alex confronts the harsh reality of his situation, his spirit tested by the unforgiving walls. The courtroom buzzes with anticipation as the double murder trial begins. Media personnel jostle for position, their cameras ready to capture every detail. Grief and dread fill the air as family members of the victims and the accused sit rigidly. Tension permeates the courtroom, a heavy cloud of uncertainty hanging over all. The courtroom hums with tension, a battleground of silent accusations and hushed whispers. Evidence mounts against Alex, each document a step closer to conviction. Bank statements and insurance policies lay bare Alex's potential motives. Each exhibit whispers tales of desperation, weaving a tapestry of incriminating details against Alex. The courtroom buzzes with anticipation as the trial unfolds, each moment thick with unspoken tension. Witnesses file in, one by one, their testimonies painting a conflicted portrait of Alex's world. Their words tangle the truth, revealing a complex web of relationships between Alex, Maggie, and Paul. Contradictions emerge, deepening the mystery surrounding Alex's behavior and the dynamics of their entangled lives. The courtroom is alive with anticipation, the air thick with unspoken tension. Lawyers pace nervously before their tables, their movements betraying the high stakes. Alex sits rigidly beside his defense attorney, his eyes reflecting exhaustion and apprehension. The defense attorney stands, their voice echoing powerfully as they passionately argue their case. Inconsistencies are highlighted, bias is exposed, as the defense dismantles the prosecution's narrative. The jury listens intently, their expressions unreadable as they weigh the arguments presented. The courtroom is cloaked in a heavy silence, broken only by the occasional stifled sob as graphic crime scene photos sear themselves into the minds of the jury. A palpable wave of dread washes over the room. Each image amplifies the sorrow. The silence echoes with unspoken grief. The weight of justice hangs heavy in the air. The courtroom buzzes with anticipation as financial experts begin to dissect Alex's complex web of deceit. Each testimony reveals Alex's escalating debts, painting a grim picture of financial ruin. Intricate schemes designed to defraud clients and partners are exposed, each revelation adding to the tension. Evidence mounts, confirming Alex's calculated financial wrongdoings. The courtroom holds its breath as the financial experts meticulously dismantle Alex's empire. The atmosphere thickens with each piece of damning evidence, sealing Alex's fate in a web of financial malfeasance. The courtroom is thick with tension, each piece of evidence presented by the prosecution casting a darker shadow over Alex. Exhibits detailing Alex's past drug use are displayed, each a stark testament to the depth of his addiction. The prosecution methodically builds its case, implying Alex's impaired judgment led to fateful decisions. The courtroom holds its breath, the weight of the implications heavy as Alex sits silently. The courtroom buzzes with hushed anticipation, every eye drawn to the pivotal moment. Alex, a man etched with life's harsh lessons, makes the weighty decision to take the stand. A profound silence descends as Alex settles into the witness box, his gaze sweeping across the jury. The weight of the moment hangs heavy as Alex prepares to speak. Hope flickers in Alex's eyes as he faces the jury. All ears are tuned to Alex, ready to hear the truth he is about to reveal. The courtroom buzzes with anticipation, every gaze fixed on Alex, beads of sweat glistening on his brow. Alex vehemently denies murdering Maggie and Paul. A collective murmur fills the room as Alex confesses to deceit, admitting he lied about his location on the night of the tragic murders. A heavy cloud of doubt descends, each face in the courtroom reflecting a shared skepticism towards Alex's credibility. The courtroom buzzes with a tense silence, every eye fixed on Alex as he sits on the witness stand. Under the prosecutor's intense scrutiny, beads of sweat form on Alex's brow. His initial confidence crumbles, replaced by a growing unease that he cannot hide. The prosecutor begins to circle, a predator closing in on its prey, heightening the tension. Alex shifts uncomfortably, the weight of the room pressing down on him. The sterile environment amplifies Alex's vulnerability as the prosecutor tightens the noose. In the courtroom, Alex sits on the stand, his composure visibly breaking. Tears begin to stream uncontrollably down Alex's face as he expresses profound grief. His voice cracks with remorse as he attempts to convey the depth of his regret. Observers watch with skeptical eyes, their expressions betraying doubt about the sincerity of his display. Their faces remain unmoved, hardened by doubt and disbelief. The courtroom buzzes with a palpable tension as character witnesses step forward to defend Alex. Each witness speaks of Alex's virtuous kindness, his unwavering integrity, his deep love for his family. Sunlight bathes the faces of the jury as they absorb every word. The atmosphere in the courtroom thickens with each heartfelt testimony. Inside the tense courtroom, the prosecution delivers closing arguments, each word sharp and precise. The defense counters, their voice echoing with a plea for Alex's freedom. The jury listens intently, their faces reflecting a mix of contemplation and concern. The prosecution gestures again, emphasizing Alex's guilt with unwavering conviction. Each member of the jury absorbs the gravity of the decision, their expressions a tableau of doubt and resolve. The jury sits in silence around the worn table, their faces etched with fatigue and frustration. Sunlight streams through the lone window, illuminating the dust motes dancing in the heavy air. Amidst scattered photos and transcripts, they grapple with the weight of evidence and arguments. Hours melt into a blur as they re-examine every detail, seeking a resolution. The weight of their decision hangs heavy in the stillness of the room. Each piece of evidence is scrutinized under the watchful eyes of the jury. Sunlight pierces the tense courtroom, illuminating dust particles in the air. Every gaze converges on the jury box, anticipation hanging heavy. The foreperson rises, a sealed envelope firm in her grasp. A collective breath is held. The courtroom falls silent. The foreperson begins, her voice echoing in the silence. We, the jury, in the case of the People versus Michael Peterson, find the defendant. Her weary eyes hold the weight of the verdict. The gavel's echo shatters the silence, sealing Alex's fate in the courtroom. Alex stands, his face frozen in disbelief as the guilty verdict reverberates through the room. The weight of the murders crashes down, shattering the Murdaugh dynasty. The click of handcuffs marks the dynasty's end as deputies move in to take Alex into custody. A diverse crowd gathers outside the courthouse. A palpable sense of justice hangs heavy in the air, mingling with stunned disbelief. Emotions run high as the weight of the Murdaugh's downfall settles upon the onlookers. News reporters surge forward, their microphones poised to capture the raw, unfiltered reactions of a community in turmoil. The courthouse looms, a silent witness to the unfolding drama, its stoic facade reflecting the gravity of the proceedings within. Faces in the crowd reflect a spectrum of emotions, from quiet satisfaction to bewildered shock, each expression a testament to the trial's profound impact. The air crackles with tension as the crowd awaits further developments, the fate of the Murdaughs casting a long shadow over the community. Dim light dances across the cold concrete walls of Alex's prison cell, a stark reminder of his confinement. The drab orange jumpsuit is a cruel mockery of the tailored suits he once wore, stripping him of his former identity. The heavy steel door clangs shut, the sound echoing the finality of his life sentence. He takes a shaky breath, the weight of his life sentence settling upon his shoulders, crushing his former power and privilege into distant memories. The Murdaugh Law Office, once a symbol of power, now lies in disarray. Boxes overflow with documents and personal effects, marking the end of an era. The weight of the Murdaugh legacy hangs heavy as lawyers pack up their belongings. Desks are cleared, and walls are stripped bare, revealing the emptiness left behind. The tarnished legacy of the Murdaugh family echoes through the deserted office. As the last items are packed, the office stands as a hollow reminder of what once was. Under the unforgiving sun, the Murdaugh estate stands as a silent testament to fallen grandeur. The sold sign glints mockingly, a harsh symbol of the ruin and tragedy that now define the property. Stripped bare, the once grand estate whispers tales of a shattered past. Its sprawling grounds, now devoid of splendor, serve as a stark reminder of the darkness that unfolded. The house looms, a haunted shell reflecting the community's collective memory of loss. The sun beats down, casting long shadows that seem to claw at the edges of the forsaken estate. The courtroom buzzes, a hive of hushed whispers and barely contained anticipation. Lawyers gather in tight knots, their expensive suits a stark contrast to the gravity of the situation. Documents spill across tables, a chaotic testament to the complex web of deceit. The air hangs heavy with the weight of financial crimes and unexplained deaths, the Murdaugh name now synonymous with infamy. Every face is etched with concern, the saga far from its conclusion. The courtroom awaits, holding its breath for the next act in this unfolding drama. In the serene expanse of the cemetery, weathered tombstones stand as silent witnesses to time. Sunlight dapples the earth, casting mournful shadows that stretch across the sacred ground. Among the aged stones, 2 fresh graves bear the names Maggie and Paul, a stark reminder of recent sorrow. A gentle breeze whispers secrets through the leaves, carrying the faint scent of dying flowers, a poignant elegy to lives cut short. The cemetery is quiet, the somber atmosphere reflecting the lasting impact of tragedy on a community forever changed. In a starkly lit room, a local journalist sits poised, ready to unravel a tale of power and mystery. A backdrop of bookshelves and framed photographs hints at a life dedicated to uncovering the truth. A thoughtful expression clouds their face, a prelude to the weighty narrative about to unfold. The journalist speaks, posing the central question: how could one family wield so much power and for so long? The South Carolina Lowcountry unfolds, its beauty marred by a troubled past. The serene marshlands hint at hidden turmoil, mirroring the Murdaughs' complex legacy. Ancient oak trees stand sentinel, their gnarled branches bearing witness to generations of secrets. The tranquil river flows onward, concealing depths of history and intrigue. The haunting beauty of the Lowcountry evokes both admiration and unease, a fitting backdrop to the Murdaugh saga. Young Alex Murdaugh watches, his eyes wide with admiration, as his father dominates the courtroom. Randolph Murdaugh III stands tall, his presence commanding the space as he argues his case. Alex's expression reveals a growing ambition, a seed of power taking root within him. The courtroom buzzes with energy, a stage where Randolph Murdaugh III holds court, captivating his son. Under the relentless sun, a young Paul Murdaugh strides through Moselle Farm's vast fields, his small hands gripping a shotgun. His grandfather walks beside him, their figures casting long shadows over the earth. The grandfather demonstrates the art of tracking, his weathered hands guiding the way. The air hangs heavy with the scent of earth and hay, a silent witness to the lessons of the land. In the warmly lit dining room of the Murdaugh family home, a scene of unity and contentment unfolds. Laughter and light-hearted conversation fill the air, creating a nostalgic atmosphere. Each family member seems carefree and at ease, their faces glowing with happiness. The scene is bathed in a nostalgic glow, hinting at the idyllic life they once shared. The table is laden with food, a symbol of abundance and togetherness. Little do they know, a dark tragedy looms on the horizon, threatening to shatter their world. In the solemn courtroom, a victim sits on the witness stand, his face a canvas of anguish, each line telling a story of shattered dreams. His voice, thick with sorrow, fills the courtroom as he recounts Alex's deceit. Every word paints a vivid picture of the fraudulent scheme that stole his life's savings. The silence in the courtroom is deafening, amplifying the weight of Alex's actions and the human cost of greed. At the boat ramp, a crane looms, ready to extract the ill-fated vessel from its watery grave. The crane's cable descends, its hook seeking purchase on the submerged wreckage. With a strained groan, the crane begins its ascent, the boat's broken form emerging from the depths. The wreckage hangs suspended, a stark testament to the tragedy that unfolded on the water. Sunlight glints off the twisted metal, a grim reminder of the lives touched by the fatal crash. The boat ramp stands silent, the air heavy with unspoken sorrow for those lost to the sea. Bathed in the sterile light of a hospital room, Anna, a survivor, lies still, her arm bound, haunted by the specter of a night-turned nightmare. Her voice, a mere whisper of its former strength, cracks as she recounts. It all happened so fast. Paul was showing off, driving the boat like he was invincible. She recalls his defiance. He ignored all the warnings, pushing the engine harder and harder. The memory sharpens. The waves were getting bigger, the wind was howling, but he just laughed. Her voice drops, the horror returns. Then, everything went black. The boat flipped. People were screaming. Her voice cracks with anguish. People were clinging to debris, calling for help. Paul was nowhere to be seen. Inside the grand jury room, a palpable tension fills the air as the jury members deliberate. The low murmur of voices fills the room, each word carrying the weight of justice. The foreman rises, his face a mask of grim resolve, signaling a momentous decision. With a heavy heart, the foreman announces the indictment of Alex Murdaugh on murder charges. A collective breath is held as the inexorable wheels of justice begin to turn, marking a pivotal moment in the pursuit of truth. In the solemn courtroom, Buster Murdaugh sits silently, a solitary figure amidst the unfolding drama. The weight of the trial presses down, his expression unreadable as he watches his father's fate hang in the balance. His gaze remains steady, a silent observer in the midst of the legal storm. The courtroom buzzes with tension, but Buster remains stoic, his emotions carefully guarded. Each word, each gesture, is absorbed into the depths of his being as he confronts the reality of the trial. His presence is a stark reminder of the human cost of the legal proceedings, a son bearing witness to his father's trial. Under the cloak of night, a solitary figure traverses the abandoned Murdaugh estate, a haunting tableau of desolation and disgrace. The wind whispers through the tall grass, weaving tales of secrets long buried and truths yet to be unearthed. Each step echoes the family's fall, their legacy reduced to whispers carried on the wind. The estate stands as a desolate monument, its emptiness a stark reminder of fortunes lost and sins concealed. The night deepens, shrouding the landscape in an eerie silence, broken only by the mournful sigh of the wind through the deserted fields. In a room lined with legal texts, a legal expert prepares to dissect the complexities of Alex's trial. She reviews the trial transcripts with meticulous care, each page turning a step deeper into the truth. Photographs from the trial capture her attention. She studies each one, seeking hidden clues. Pausing, she reflects on a specific piece of evidence, her brow furrowed in thought as she pieces together the puzzle. Her thoughtful expression deepens as she connects the dots, bringing the events of the trial into sharp focus. Piece by piece, she reconstructs the narrative, her understanding of Alex's conviction solidifying with each revelation. The South Carolina Lowcountry unfolds in an expansive vista, a realm where nature reigns supreme. Rivers meander like silver ribbons through the landscape, carving paths through the untamed wilderness. Dense forests cloak the earth, their verdant canopy concealing secrets of generations past. The camera captures the raw, untamed beauty of the region, a testament to nature's enduring power. These are the lands over which the Murdaughs once held sway, their legacy woven into the very fabric of the landscape. The courtroom stills, as the judge's words echo, life in prison. Alex Murdaugh's destiny is sealed. Tension thickens, as the gavel's strike confirms the sentence. The sound reverberates, signaling finality. An era concludes, its echoes lingering in the air. In the dim prison cell, Alex stares vacantly, the shadows of the bars casting a stark reminder of his captivity across his face. Haunted by the specters of his past, he is crushed beneath the unbearable weight of his transgressions. His eyes, once full of life, are now hollow voids, mirroring the desolation that has engulfed his soul. The stark reality of his confinement becomes overwhelmingly clear as the heavy silence of the cell presses in around him. Sunlight filters through the trees of the cemetery, casting a soft glow on the weathered headstones. Flowers rest gently on the graves of Maggie and Paul, a poignant reminder of lives lost. Each petal is a whisper of remembrance, a small act of love in a place of sorrow. The community's healing process is symbolized by the simple beauty of these floral tributes. The air is still, carrying the scent of earth and blossoms, a peaceful farewell. The headstones stand as silent witnesses to the passage of time, marked by love and loss. In a room filled with solemnity, a community leader sits before the camera, ready to share his insights. His expression is somber, hinting at the weighty narrative he is about to unfold. The backdrop whispers of authority and respect, setting the stage for a story of power and its consequences. With a grave tone, he begins to reflect on the Murdaugh family's ascent and descent. He warns with conviction. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Under a sun-drenched sky, the South Carolina Lowcountry unfolds in a panoramic vista of natural splendor. Tall, swaying marsh grasses paint the landscape, their gentle dance a testament to the area's serene beauty. Winding waterways mirror the clear blue sky, their reflective surfaces doubling the expanse of the heavens. Ancient oak trees, draped in Spanish moss, stand as silent sentinels, their aged presence bearing witness to history. Sunlight glints off the water, creating a shimmering effect that accentuates the area's untouched beauty. The scene lingers, capturing the enduring spirit and deep roots of the community within this resilient land. The courtroom air is thick with dread as Alex Murdaugh nervously awaits his fate. Evidence mounts, each document a stark reminder of his elaborate deceit. The jury listens intently as testimonies reveal the depth of Alex's fraudulent schemes. Each word spoken, each exhibit displayed, tightens the noose around Alex. Stolen funds are brought to light, painting a grim picture of betrayal and greed. The courtroom watches as the tapestry of Alex Murdaugh's deceit unravels completely. In the dead of night, Alex frantically tears documents, the sound echoing through the silent law office. Paper piles up around him like fresh snow, each piece a testament to his desperate attempt to bury the truth. The towering mahogany bookshelves seem to close in, mirroring the walls of his collapsing world. Sweat glistens on Alex's brow, reflecting the cold, unforgiving light of the fluorescent lamps above. The rhythmic tearing continues, a relentless soundtrack to his downfall. He is trying to bury evidence of his illegal activities. Sunlight bathes Moselle Farm as investigators swarm the grounds, their presence a stark invasion of privacy. Laptops glow in the sunlight as financial records are scrutinized, revealing a dark web of deceit. Hidden assets begin to surface, each discovery tightening the noose around Alex Murdaugh's empire. Offshore accounts whisper tales of corruption, each transaction a nail in the coffin of Murdaugh's legacy. The true extent of his financial empire begins to unfold, a testament to greed and betrayal. Moselle Farm, once a symbol of wealth, now stands as a monument to corruption, its secrets laid bare. Under the stark lights of the police station, Alex squirms, beads of sweat betraying his mounting anxiety. He avoids the detective's probing gaze, the silence amplifying his inner turmoil. Accusations hang heavy in the air as Alex grapples with the weight of suspicion. His voice cracks with desperation as he pleads, "I didn't do it. I swear, I had nothing to do with it." The tremor in his hands belies his words, casting doubt on his desperate denial. The Moselle Farm is cast in deep shadows, the stillness of the South Carolina night heavy in the air. A lone figure lurks at the edge of the Murdaugh estate, shrouded in darkness. The silhouette hints at hidden secrets and potential threats, a silent sentinel. The figure remains still, watching, waiting in the darkness. The night conceals the figure's intentions, leaving only the unsettling feeling of being watched. In the stark setting of a documentary interview, a man in his 50s sits wearily, his face a canvas of life's trials. The soft light reveals the deep lines etched into his face, hinting at past experiences and unspoken regrets. He subtly adjusts his posture, a silent preparation for the story he is about to share. With a tone of conviction, he states, "He thought he was above the law." The South Carolina Lowcountry unfolds in serene beauty, its lush green marshes stretching into the distance. Ancient oak trees, draped with Spanish moss, stand as silent sentinels over tranquil waters. Sunlight dances on the water, creating a mesmerizing tapestry of light and shadow. But beneath the idyllic surface, a shadow falls, hinting at the darkness and corruption that haunt the Murdaugh dynasty. Glimpses of secrets and deceit flicker across the landscape, disrupting the tranquility. The Lowcountry's captivating charm is juxtaposed with the chilling secrets hidden beneath the surface. The jury sits in solemn silence, their faces etched with a mixture of contemplation and growing concern. The prosecution's closing arguments fill the courtroom, each word painting Alex Murdaugh as a liar, thief, and murderer. Sunlight streams through the tall windows, casting long shadows across the room. The weight of the evidence hangs heavy, palpable in the tense atmosphere. In the solemn expanse of the cemetery, sunlight filters through ancient trees, casting dancing shadows over rows of silent stones. A lone figure kneels before a fresh grave, their body racked with silent, suppressed sobs. With trembling fingers, they reach out to trace the engraved name, a life tragically lost in a boat crash. A bouquet of lilies, now slightly wilted, rests at the base of the stone, a symbol of fading memories and unspoken grief. The figure clenches their fist, a silent struggle against the unfairness of fate etched upon their face. In the stark confines of a prison cell, Alex Murdaugh sits hunched at a metal desk, the dim light casting long, haunting shadows. His hand trembles as he clutches a pen, each stroke etching regret and exhaustion onto the paper. The scratching of the pen fills the silence, punctuated only by Alex's heavy sighs, each breath a burden of sorrow. In a moment of painful clarity, Alex Murdaugh admits, "I have brought shame upon our family." The weight of his words hangs heavy in the air, a somber echo in the desolate cell. Beneath the ancient live oaks of South Carolina, a group of local residents gathers, Spanish moss dancing in the humid air. The air hangs heavy with unspoken concerns. Their faces reflect frustration over the Murdaugh case. The first resident speaks with determination. "We need to hold those in power accountable." The group nods in agreement, the weight of their shared resolve palpable beneath the canopy of trees. In a softly lit room, a historian sits pensively, surrounded by towering bookshelves. The historian shifts slightly, preparing to delve into the complex narrative of the Murdaugh dynasty. The historian begins to speak, the weight of history etched on their face. Their story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power and privilege, the historian warns. The historian pauses, the gravity of their words hanging in the air. The soft light emphasizes the somber tone as the historian reflects on the Murdaugh dynasty's legacy. The sun descends, painting the vast marshland with the fiery colors of twilight. Tranquility settles over the South Carolina Lowcountry as the day bids farewell. The air is still, carrying whispers of endings and beginnings. A voice echoes through the stillness. The truth will always come to light. As the last light fades, the promise of a new dawn lingers.